Hello guys, welcome to this weekly outlook. Today we're going to check through our pairs to know what we should be looking out for. And I think the market has been trending lately, so the market should present to us something really interesting this week here. Let's get into our chart right away and check through what the pair are portraying to us, what we should be looking out for in this week analysis. So today let me start with GBPUSD. All right, so let's start with GBPUSD since we always use that to start. So on GBPUSD you can see that here, seeing this was this week here, I sent this trade to the group. I sent this particular trade to the group, and I think this trade didn't trigger me, but it went to the TP immediately, not long enough. Trade went to TP, and but it later triggered, but then I already deleted my limit order because it already went to clear this liquidity zone in this 15 minutes time frame. So as you can see here, it didn't trigger at first when it was going, so it came here, and instead of it to trigger it here at first before coming to this sell side liquidity zone, this target here, it rather went down here, then later spiked up, then later do all this shit before it's later plummet down for now I'm having clear structure to the downside. So because of it didn't go to trigger us, it was invalidated. It's supposed to have, like, before the trade to be very valid, like to be very valid, it should have come here to trigger us in here, then before it comes to this side to hit our TP. Yeah, and for to take this trade here again is also still valid because overall we are seeing a bearish flow. So let me just clear the chart and make a fresh analysis on GBPUSD. On GBPUSD, on our daily time frame. So GBPUSD on our daily time frame. Let me use the weekly time frame. Let me use the weekly time frame to make the analysis. So on our weekly time frame, you can see that we are very bearish on GBPUSD. As you can see, we have been heading down for quite some time here. On our daily time frame, you can also see that on our daily time frame we are also very bearish. Yeah, on our daily time frame we are very bearish. And going down to our 4H time frame here, on our 4-hour time frame, the 4-hour time frame is still heading bullish here. I think 4-hour time frame has changed structure and is heading bullish. But before we start shorting, overall direction is still bearish from the higher time frame perspective, and the 4-hour time frame is now bullish. That is those time frame we use intraday. So before we start shorting this market, we have to see the 4-hour time frame starts changing bearish, starts going like changing structure to bearish structure. Then we now start looking for short opportunity for long-term sell. On our 1-hour time frame perspective here, you can see that GBPUSD now is somehow looking bearish on our 1-hour time frame. So let me just mark the chart. Let me just mark the chart from the daily time frame perspective so that we should know what we are doing here. As you can see here, there was a structural break here, and here, in fact, since this year GBPUSD have been bearish, so there's no need to be trying to fight this bearish flow. So it's just flow with the market and see what the market gives us. So apart from that, here we are still bearish on. Let me check the 4-hour time frame to see what's really happening here. So on our 4-hour time frame, you can see that there is some kind of bullish structure change here that's happened. Then after that, here, after that, we are still bullish on the 4-hour time frame here. We're still bullish, and this was also some kind of relative equal highs here. So this was some kind of relative equal highs here. Let's mark this zone here. So let me just use the horizontal ray once and for all to make this. GBPUSD is just flushing down. It's not even bullish structures, just plummeting down. And now we see a bullish week. I think this was a very bullish week here. Last week was very bullish, as you can see. The week was very bullish. So we should be very careful with shorting it immediately. You have to show that okay, it's ready to continue dropping before we start trying to short the market. So on our 4-hour time frame, we are still bullish, and on our 1-hour time frame, which is low less than the 4-hour time frame, now it's showing us that okay, also some kind of grab here, buy side liquidity grab, then a structure change happened here, and you can see here it came to this OB. It came to this OB here, and now you can see that we might expect a sell in the 1-hour time frame perspective. So we should just be watching this GBPUSD, and we should also wait for what the market will present to us. Like Monday, we should observe the market. Even if we want to trade on Monday, we should use their salaries to trade. So let me go to our EURUSD. On our EURUSD here, let me just clear the charts. On our EURUSD, we can see that EURUSD is bearish from higher time frame perspective. From higher time frame perspective, and also here this is an OB here. Yeah, this is an OB, and this is a structural break, and we have been flushing down. EURUSD has been coming down massively, so we should not try to catch the bottom of this. We should just be flowing in the market here. So also you can see that there is some kind of OB here. We should be watching here very well, because there might be some kind of nice reaction that might happen from here, because here is a bearish structure, a retracement, and it flushed down, clearing this sell side liquidity, and it made a new low. Now here is we point the zone. We should be watching for maybe another sell opportunity, and maybe another new low on EURUSD. We shouldn't try to fight this market, just flow with the market here. So on our daily time frame perspective here, you can see that on our daily time frame, let me just make this only visible on our weekly time frame, so it shouldn't affect the other. So as you can see here on our daily time frame, here is where we should be watching here. These are OBs here. Let me just mark it like this. Seems how I mark OB is not that clear to some people, so you can just mark it like, personally when I'm marking my OB, I just use some kind of line because I know what I'm looking for. So here is an OB here, so you might see some kind of reaction from here from daily time frame perspective. Also here is a breakup structure on our daily. That's a breakup structure on daily time frame. And also let me just make this visible on weekly. It shouldn't be on daily. And that is that on EURUSD. On our EURUSD, we should be expecting more of sales. Let me check the 4-hour time frame to see what's really happening. On our 4-hour time frame perspective, we are still heading higher after it came low. Here was some kind of breakup structure here, and after that it came here to retrace a bit. Now it broke another structure. This is also another breakup structure, and that is that on EURUSD. Now going to our indices, let's head to our indices. Let's start with S&P 500. On our S&P 500, you can see that I marked this last week. I just like marking my chart up, even though I'm not trading it. I'll just mark it up, you know, so that it should be following the market to see, okay, how did the market used to react in some scenario. As you can see here, the market was flushing down, it was flowing bearish. It has been long, and this market has just been coming bearish. And you can see here there was some relative equal low here that was being cleared. Also some kind of liquidity that was being gathered, equal lows here. It's cleared it again. Now you see an equal top here. It came here, flushed down, came here to clear this equal highs here. Now it's going down, it's going bearish. Now we should just be watching what the market is trying to present to us in this coming week that we're going to enter. So as you can see here, we have already cleared this sell side liquidity here. This was the last low that was formed in the higher time frame perspective, and here I think this was from weekly time frame. Let me just go here to the weekly time frame. As you can see here, it has already cleared this last low. So let me just clear the chart to see what we might expect for now next week. On our S&P 500, you can see that here was a high that was taken out before making a new low. Let me just put buy side liquidity. So as you can see there, that was a buy side liquidity that was being taken, and here was a sell side liquidity that has been attacked. Now we might expect more downside on S&P 500. As you can see, we have already cleared this sell side liquidity, and we might see more lows coming on S&P. So this place will be a place that we should be watching, because you might also just grab this liquidity and instead you might just curb up higher before flushing down. So but one need to be very careful in this kind of zone here, because of we just cleared people that are maybe trying to long from here and their stop loss is still here or so. And this has already been cleared, and you might see some immediate reaction. But let's just watch and flow with what the market is trying to present to us. On a daily time frame perspective, let's see what's happening. As you can see here on our daily time frame, we have been bullish for a while, yeah, just flowing bullish. For over a long period of time, we have been bullish on this, and the bullish structure start changing bearish from here. Now you just be looking for sell side liquidity and bearish continuation, as you can see here. And now we are coming bearish also here. There's a change of structure here. Then after that we have been clearing the lows here. There's also a structure change here, bearish structure change, and now we are still clearing the lows. Now going to our 4-hour time frame perspective, let me see what's happening. On our 4-hour time frame perspective here, you can see that S&P 500, let's just make this analysis from here. So, and you can see that S&P 500, there was an equal low here that was being taken. These were relative equal lows here, and it was formed here and it was taken out. That caused a structure change. After that here, we saw another equal high that was here. Sorry. Okay, this equal highs, let me just put it. Okay, now here is an equal low, and now this was cleared, and this was a breach of structure on 1-hour time frame, and now here it formed an equal highs here, and it cleared it before making a downside liquidity grab. And you can see here, this is an important zone, as like I said earlier, that we should be watching this kind of zone. Immediately we see that kind of liquidity grab, we should be very careful. That's why we take partials in this kind of zone. So yeah, you can see something happened around here. Let's be watching this zone here. If we continue, if we start the week and flush down, we should be expecting something like this to come back to here, and maybe we might continue heading lower on S&P 500. So that is that on S&P. Might say something like this, come here, maybe another push down, come here, and a drop. So let's be watching here on S&P. On our NASDAQ, let me go to the NASDAQ. Here is the pair I trade mainly recently. Of recent, I trade NASDAQ mainly. So on NASDAQ, you can see, let me show you my last week trade on NASDAQ. So on NASDAQ, you can see here, this was the first trade I took last week on NASDAQ. As you can see here, let me show you the reason I entered the trade. I think this was New York session. I saw some kind of, okay, I thought this was a break of structure to maybe to push up here even before maybe starting to come down. But immediately this happened, I thought this was a break of structure. Then it came here, it triggered me. Then I think I saw some kind of push to the upside a little bit. Then before we flush down, and it hit my stop loss. I left it, but immediately I saw some kind of structure change that happened here, but there was no real entry because there was no risk, little risk for my entry, so I just left it. So that was that on this day. And going to this day, I think I already took 2 trades last week on NASDAQ. And you can see on this day, I saw some kind of, okay, bearish push to the downside. Now it came to this OB here, just sold it, and I took partial along the way. I took some kind of partials here, then I left some position to run, and I took a lot of them here. So that is that on NASDAQ 100 on last week trades. Let me just clear the chart and make a fresh analysis. So on our NASDAQ, you can see here that this was, as far as this seems like some kind of structure change, but it wasn't. Like, it wasn't really a structure change here on NASDAQ. So as you can see here, this was, it looked like a structure change at first, but I was very skeptical because this kind of push up, it looked like, okay, it might just come here and maybe continue high. As you can see, there was some kind of reaction here as it came here because of this OB here. Now it's just reacted and it's pushed down lower. And now, as you can see here, you can see that we have already attacked this sell side liquidity. Let me just name it right away. We have already cleared this here. We'll be very watchful of this zone here. Let me go to our daily time frame perspective. Let's analyze this here. This is what we're more concerned with. So yeah, you can see that there's some kind of structure change here that happened here on NASDAQ. Then after that, after the structure change, you can see it formed an OB here. These are OBs. Then it came here. You can just mark both as a point to be, as a zone to be watching. After that, it came down lower, making another break of structure here. Then now we are coming down lower. On our 4-hour time frame perspective, let me just use 4-hour time frame. You can see that we are bearish on our 4-hour time frame as well. As you can see, there was some kind of double bottom here. which we see as liquidity zone. As you can see, and it cleared this, came higher, cleared this high. After clearing the high, it didn't break the structure, it just like a wick. Now this is another liquidity grab that happened around here, and now we can see it came here to clear this low again. There was a lot of manipulation on this NASDAQ last week here. It came here to clear this low again. Immediately, as you can see, I told you guys to be very watchful of lows. Each low that is being cleared, you see, immediately it went down and went a little bit high. Now we came lower because overall we are bearish. As you can see here, here is another low that was being taken here. So on NASDAQ, we should just be watching to maybe we should expect some kind of bullish push to this and maybe a continuation low. And that is that on NASDAQ. We should be also very watchful of this overall zone here that has already been cleared. This sell side liquidity on the higher time frame. On our DXY, let me just check that immediately. As you can see on DXY here, we are still very bullish on DXY. Let me just clear the chart and make fresh analysis. We are still very bullish, like I said last week on DXY. Let me use the daily time frame to make the analysis. You can see we are very bullish. Even on our weekly time frame, we're very bullish. Let me just go to the weekly so that it should be very clear. As you can see on our weekly time frame perspective, let me mark it. Here's some kind of bullish move. And here's an OB here. Here's a bullish push going to our daily time frame. You can see here on our daily time frame here that there was a bullish push to the upside, and it forms a kind of double bottom here, which maybe when we are heading down, heading down in a bearish order flow, we might be attacking this kind of sell side liquidity here, this kind of double bottom here. But overall we are still bullish here, so no need to be watching this for now. So now on our 4-hour time frame perspective, you can see that okay, on our 4-hour time frame, you can see that NASDAQ cleared this high here. After we cleared that high, there was some kind of structure change that happened around here. And after that, we are still bearish on our 4-hour time frame. So let's just be very watchful of this 4-hour time frame and be observant of this overall OB that was here on daily time frame here. I think this was on okay. This was on weekly time frame. So here is an OB on daily. So we should be very watchful of this little candle here. You should be very watchful of that candle there, because a lot might happen here. We should be very watchful to see how price reacts at this zone. On our weekly time frame, you see that was a push candle. Let me just clear this. Let me make this visible only on weekly. Okay, only on weekly, so we shouldn't confuse other time frame. So right now, let's be watching here. So right now on 1-hour time frame, we are bullish. So we should be very watchful of these zones here. And before we started heading bullish, it grabbed a little bit of liquidity also on 1-hour time frame. This market is very tricky sometimes, yeah. And here is an OB here on 1 hour. And let's go to our 4-hour time frame. Overall on our 4-hour we're bearish, but on 1 hour we're starting to change bullish. So let's watch what DXY is trying to give us next week, but overall I'm still bearish on intraday time frame perspective and bullish on our higher time frame. That is that on this week intraday pairs. And let me just show you some of my swing that I'm in. Let's check our AUD. As you can see here on this AUD USD swing, it's already hit target here, and now we might be heading lower. As you can see, I still have some position running on this AUD USD, just that I closed some along the way. You shouldn't just leave the profit in the table. You should know how to manage your profits when you're in profit here. And you can see here, so we already hit TP of more than over 200 pips, and we are still heading lower on AUD USD because on our higher time frame perspective, we are very bearish. We are bearish on. Can you see how this weekly candle closed? And here's another weekly candle closure. Now this is just showing me that AUD USD is very bearish from higher time frame perspective. That is that on this week analysis. Let me show you some other swing that I'm watching, like the US oil. Yeah, I'm pretty much bearish on US oil. As you can see here, I was watching this here, but due to that last week Friday was a weekly close, so I just left this trade there. But one can still be looking for sell opportunity on our US oil on maybe 4-hour time frame. As you can see here, our 4 hour is already signifying to us that okay, we might be coming down. Now we should just capitalize on the swing opportunity. And our USDCAD is just flying up. This guy is not even giving us opportunity. Yeah, I was watching, I added it to my watch list to be watching in the week, but it didn't give us any opportunity. I was planning that okay, USDCAD might retrace down to maybe around this zone here before I start to pick a long trade on USDCAD. But unfortunately, USDCAD is just going up and up and up. So we shouldn't be chasing the trade. There are other opportunities. Let that USDCAD slide, and the other pairs that are in our zone, we capitalize on those. So that is that on this week outlook and this week analysis. Hope you guys like and subscribe to this channel. See you guys next week. Bye for now, guys.